Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today, let's go ahead and talk about the state of Dark and Darker, starting with the continuous dungeons. The way that I can perfectly describe Dark and Darker right now, especially if you're playing on the Goblin Caves. In fact, even if it's not on the Goblin Caves, if it's on any map except for the ice map, this game right now feels like you're jumping into the school on PUBG. And although I like it because I do like chaos, even I am starting to dislike it because of the amount of third and fourth and fifth parties that come out of nowhere. And then you can argue that you might be fighting in the most popular spots, but this seems to happen anywhere. And it makes me speculate that there are more hackers than ever that are playing this game, because even if I kill a player in a random module, somebody comes out of nowhere and tries to kill me. On a rare occasion, they don't, but I would say 80% of the time they do. Another issue is the UAV system. Those of you who don't know what the UAV system is you can just leave. I mean, it's pretty much UAV Online, Call of Duty style. You join a dungeon and you leave right away, because the statics, they open very quickly. They open very early in the dungeon, and you can just leave the dungeon right away. You can see where everybody is, rejoin that game, and hunt that player down. I think those are all the problems with the continuous dungeons. To sum it up, it just feels like you can never get your kills because you are always fighting the next person who's coming out of nowhere. It is making the game worse, and I think more people dislike continuous dungeons than people who like it. I think I'm gonna shift over to the religion system now. What's the point of the religion system? Like, it's so terrible. Like, you're not really, there's like zero benefit to the religion system. Like, why would you add a skin in the religious system and make people pay 200,000 gold when you can just add it for blue shards? If you just did the blue shard method, where you just put it in the store and people can buy it with blue shards, I mean, how many of you guys have like 6 blue shards just unused? I mean, I had 6 blue shards unused for the longest time. If you guys just did that, you wouldn't have killed your market like immediately. Like, the second you guys announced that there was gonna be a skin in the religion system, like, it was as if you guys announced wipe, because so many players left the game because their skull keys and their golden keys no longer mattered. Everything that they've pretty much earned for the entire wipe didn't matter. Everybody became broke, and actually it caused a surplus of people RMTing, because what average player can afford 200,000 gold skin? Like, your average player, like, who can afford 200,000 gold? And what I can see that doing is it can cause more RMT, because people want the skin and there's no way that they can ever get it. So what do? They're gonna buy gold. I think adding that skin has way too many negatives. You could have just done a blue shard thing, or even a red shard thing, because you're introducing a skin that was already in the game. You're just coloring it differently. Like, how lazy is that? And you ruin the entire market. You ruin the experience of the entire, you know, player base, pretty much, because these players have been grinding so long to get their skull keys, to get their, you know, to get as much gold as possible, and then you just killed the market by adding this lame skin in the religion system. And what does the religion system even do anyway? It barely gives you anything. Like, do not implement a functionality in the game that's like half-assed, because it really is half-assed. The religion system is half-assed. It shouldn't be in the game right now. It's not ready to be in the game right now, and I'm not entirely sure why developers release things completely unfinished. Like, the amount of luck that you get from Blithar religion is virtually nothing. It's zero. It doesn't do anything. And the other religions are completely irrelevant, so they had to change it so that everything is luck now. Like, religion literally doesn't matter. You didn't need to add it into the game, and yet y'all added it into the game, and it just destroyed everybody. I think I'll move over to balancing. I actually think balancing should be left alone for a bit. What I think is going on is that balancing is probably the easiest thing to make changes to the game, aside from making content. Content's probably harder, but I think the balance of the game is decent right now, even in trios. I've played trios with the boys and we've had a good time, and it's not that bad. And balancing things in the game is very easy. It's like churning up knobs or churning down knobs on like a mixer or something, but that's layman terms. We're talking in terms of technical software development. So that's why they always make changes to balancing, and it's taking them a long time to make content, because making the content is a grander task. The next thing I think I want to go over to is the marketplace, because when the marketplace was introduced in the game, however long ago, it did kind of change the dynamic of the game. Not kind of, it massively changed the dynamic of the game. Trying to imagine a Dark and Darker universe without the marketplace. The looting doesn't mean much right now because you can just go ahead and go in the marketplace and buy whatever you want. But of course, removing marketplace poses a lot of issues. Like, I mean, a lot of issues. I mean, one of them is whoever pretty much has more time to play will always be further. A lot of you guys are not content creators who can play this game all day, so there is a sort of unfair balance, and having that marketplace gives people an opportunity to gear up quicker and all that. But I mean, what do you say about a game like Rust? You know, Rust, you have to like stay on that grind for a long time. You have to play the game a lot to progress. But what I also think at this point is if you did take away the marketplace, our brains have been so adjusted to having the marketplace that I think more people would hate it. Just thinking about like the marketplace being gone, it would introduce such a different flavor to the game because you would actually have to do things in the dungeon. You would actually have to, like, everything in the dungeon would be so meaningful. Like every single chest, every boss, every player kill, everything would be meaningful. But yeah, pretty much all the market does is it just speeds everything up. I think it kills the game faster because like people are gonna get bored. You can just buy everything from the marketplace. Really easy to make money in this game, and it's really easy to just buy everything from the marketplace and then no longer have incentive to open chests in the dungeon or do anything in the dungeon. I think if they never introduced it in the first place, Dark and Darker would have a lot more meaning. Like, all you gotta do is just kill Skelly Champ, get a golden key, and now you have like 20,000 gold. Or you could just grind spider silks for 3-4 hours and have like 50,000 gold, and then just go in the marketplace and build some nasty gear. You know, so it's just like having the marketplace kills like the meaning of the game. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. Kind of want to talk about the devs a little bit, the developers and the communication. Y'all need to communicate with us more. You want your player base to stick around. We need more communication. I know we're a rabid community and we're pretty, you know, you see how general chat is, but you guys, I think y'all got to be more grateful for us for being here for your game. So yeah, you know, like even though we're not, you know, we're all whiny babies about the game, just know that we love the game. Communicate with us more. Tell us what's going on. I think communication would be so huge if you guys just like told us, you know, like you guys just like ghosted us for 3 weeks straight. Like there's nothing up until the recent Q&A, you know? So, I mean, talk to us a little more. I mean, we are your guys' bread and butter. So I think that would be healthy for the overall community and for the overall game itself. Stop making ridiculous mistakes. Like, dude, every single wipe, you guys make like these ridiculous mistakes, whether it be a hotfix 69 or whether it be this new skin that you guys added into the game that killed the game before the game should have died on wipe. You guys have to think in advance before you make a decision. Like, think like Walter White. He thinks 10 steps ahead. You guys clearly didn't think when you added the, you know, when you added the skin to the religion system. It made so many people quit early. And it made so many people upset with you guys because all of the freaking gear they grinded for means nothing, or all of the gold they grinded for means nothing because it, like, the value just dropped so fast. The value shouldn't drop this fast. Yeah, give us some more communication. That's my feedback for the developers. More communication and stop making these ridiculous mistakes that don't seem thought out. Like, maybe you guys do think them out, but like, they're bad decisions. I'm looking forward to a game called Sand, April 3rd. And it's, I'm going to try to make some content on that game. Hopefully you guys will stick around for that. It is an extraction game. April 3rd, Sand's coming out. That's the game that I'm going to try to get into. I still will play Dark and Darker. It's like, it's going to be my main. But if I can make Sand work, and if Sand is popping off, like, on my YouTube channel as much as, like, Dark and Darker pops off, I might just, like, full-time Sand. Oh, it all just depends. Like, Dark and Darker has been great. Like, like, Dark and Darker gave me a full-time career on YouTube. This game kind of scares me a little bit, because it's just like, the ship sinks so often, but it comes back up for a minute, and then it sinks again. Like, I don't know what you guys are trying to do with your game, but I hope you guys are doing well. I hope the lawsuit didn't hinder your guys' growth. Yeah, why'd you fire Soma, by the way? Come on. Come on, can you guys see that? Come on, man. I love that guy. I love Soma, dude. I don't know, maybe he did something terrible, or maybe he didn't. Who knows? Maybe Soma spoke the truth, and he got destroyed for it. You never know. He's under NDA. He couldn't say nothing. Obviously, if they wanted him under NDA, I mean, maybe it was Iron Mace's fault. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. He was great. He invited me out to a Dark and Darker dinner. Got to meet Yami, got to meet So Bad Strange, got to meet Jay, and a bunch of other really cool content creators. Had some good conversations with Soma. It was such a good time, and Soma was so great. Like, he's just S tier, bro. All right, boys, I think that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say, but this game could be so much better, and you guys are just, like, really, really not, you know, taking advantage of that. So, I don't know. I hope this helps.